When you realize the truth of who you are, the game changes. You no longer chase, you no longer beg, you no longer wonder whether they love you, whether they think about you, or whether they will return, because you understand deeply and unshakably that you are the center of your own reality, and everything, every person, every thought, every feeling is responding to the energy you radiate. Not sometimes, not conditionally, but always. Once you grasp this, and I mean truly grasp it, you become the most magnetic force in their life. Because once you send this energy, this pure, unfiltered, undeniable awareness that you are the one, they're hooked. Not because you try to make them hooked, but because the laws of the universe bend in the presence of certainty, in the presence of the one who knows. You don't need to speak a word. You don't need to text them, call them, or watch them. You simply shift within. You lock yourself into the end. You feel the reality of the relationship as if it is already done. You don't ask for signs because your inner conviction is the sign. You don't wait for evidence because you have become the evidence. And as this energy radiates from you, this calm, unwavering inner knowing, they feel it, whether they are across the room or across the world. They feel it. Energy has no distance. There is no separation in the mind that knows its power. What you claim in consciousness must outpicture in form. Most people try to manipulate the 3D. They beg, they cry, they chase, but all of that is noise. All of that is weakness born from forgetting who they are. The real shift happens in silence, in imagination, in the sacred space of inner certainty. And when you dwell in the end, not visit it, not daydream about it, but dwell there, then the other has no choice. Their soul aligns with yours because they are part of you. There is no other. There is only the reflection of your own consciousness, mirrored back through their form. The perfect example is they cannot help but be pulled to you when you become the version of you that already has them. Not the needy version, not the doubtful version, but the fulfilled version. The one who wakes up and feels the warmth of their embrace even before it happens in the physical. The one who smiles because the love is already felt. The one who doesn't need to look at the phone because the message is already received in spirit. That version is magnetic beyond comprehension. That version doesn't wonder if they're coming back. That version knows they never left, because in consciousness, they never did. When you send this kind of energy, the energy of the fulfilled desire, it penetrates through every resistance. It bypasses logic, time, distance. It bypasses all the reasons they may have left, all the doubts, all the confusion. Because your dominant assumption overrides every opposing reality, not by force, not by manipulation, but by law. Your assumption is the seed. And when the seed is planted in faith, it must bloom. It must move the very particles of existence to conform to your inner state. This is why you must become extremely disciplined in your inner world. Your mind is the gateway. What you allow to take root there grows. If you continue to worry, fear, wonder, then you are planting weeds. But if you dare to walk in the end, if you dare to assume they are already yours and feel it fully, then that assumption becomes law. It is not about convincing them, it is about convincing yourself. The moment you convince yourself, it is done. Now here is the most profound part. Once you send this energy from a place of deep truth, it anchors into their being. They begin to feel a pull, a curiosity, a longing. Not because you are physically doing anything, but because they are responding to the energetic blueprint you have radiated. They begin to remember you, to miss you, to dream about you. They feel a need to reach out, even if they don't know why. They feel connected to you in ways they cannot explain. Because your energy Your true inner energy is now entwined with theirs. You've rewritten the connection, not through action, but through the imagination held in conviction, and they become hooked. Not to your body, not to your words, but to your essence, to your soul, to the version of you that has already become the fulfillment of the desire, the one who has already received. This energy is irresistible because it is pure. It comes with no desperation, no agenda. It simply is. And in the presence of that kind of energy, people are drawn in, compelled, almost haunted by your presence, until they align with what you have already created in consciousness. This is the energy that turns heads. This is the energy that pulls people back into your life, sometimes in ways you could not have planned. Because once you assume your role as the creator of your reality, and you embody that role consistently, reality rearranges itself. It must. There is no other option. And the more unwavering your inner vision, the faster the outer response. Your world is a mirror. What you send out, not in words, but in assumption, in feeling, in certainty, reflects back. Always. So the real question is not, are they thinking about me? The question is, am I dwelling in the version of me that is already chosen? Because if you are, they are thinking of you. They are pulled to you. They are dreaming of you. They are remembering moments you've never even shared yet, because you've claimed them in the unseen, and now the seen must obey. You must become emotionally faithful to your end, not sometimes, not when you feel good, not only during meditation, but always. You must walk through your days as the one who already has, and you must not be shaken by appearances. The 3D will try to tempt you back into doubt. You may see no movement. You may hear silence. But if you remain in the inner knowing, that silence is irrelevant. Because in the unseen, the seeds are blooming. The tide is turning, the call is coming, the message is being typed, the heart is remembering, the desire is rising in them. Because the energy you've sent cannot be denied. They are hooked because you are no longer trying to get them. You are being with them in consciousness. You've sent the signal and detached from the outcome. You've claimed the reality and surrendered the how. And in that space between total belief and utter surrender, the miracle occurs. That is the sweet spot. That is where the energy is the most powerful. That is when you are magnetic, beyond understanding. Your only job is to become the living embodiment of the fulfilled version, to rise each day and feel the joy, the love, the security of already being with them, to talk to them in your imagination, to laugh, to touch, to exist together in the mind so vividly that it becomes more real than what your eyes show you. Because imagination is the only true reality, and what is impressed there must express itself here. You are not waiting. You are not hoping, you are not trying, you are living in the end. And from that end, all things flow. People will call it coincidence, they will call it luck, but you will know. You will know that what you see in the outer came from a decision in the inner, a decision to be certain, a decision to believe, a decision to send the energy of already having. And when that energy is sent, clean, undisturbed, unwavering, they are hooked. Their mind cannot let go. Their heart aches for your presence. They start checking their phone. They look for your name. They wonder what you're doing. Because you've become the version of you that is unforgettable. Not because of looks or words or anything in the physical, but because your essence has declared it is done. This is not manipulation. This is not force. This is alignment. And alignment is the highest form of attraction. It doesn't beg, it doesn't plead, it simply attracts. Because it is whole, and wholeness draws in everything that matches its frequency. So you send the energy once, clearly, powerfully. And you dwell in the feeling of that fulfilled version, and then you stay there, no matter what. Because the one who remains unmoved is the one who commands the universe. The one who knows that what they've accepted in imagination is more real than what the senses reveal is the one who always wins. They cannot resist this version of you. They don't even know why they're thinking about you so much, why they're haunted by your memory, why they feel so connected all of a sudden. But you know,